Hello and welcome to One Piece chapter 1084 spoilers. My name is Richard, this is my wife Claire.
Hello.
Welcome to One Piece of a Dream. Let's go ahead and hop right into these spoilers. The chapter is titled Attempted Murder of a 10-Year Obito or Celestial Dragon for
Probably
those of you.
well deserved.
Probably indeed, because the Celestial Dragons deserve everything that comes their way. They are scum. They don't deserve to be breathing the same air as commoners because they are beneath the commoners. Screw them. Melner's the only one with any humanity, and honestly, the rest of them are there's probably no saving them, so just forget it. But let's go ahead and move on to the actual chapter. The chapter starts with cover art of the One Piece girls playing in the sea. So, nice fan service. Going to see some boobage.
Which girls do you think it is?
I don't know, probably Nami, Robin, Reiju, all the One Piece girls probably. Hopefully not Big Mom. I don't want to see Big Mom in a swimsuit, so I'd rather we not do that. But maybe Kaido. Kaido in his human hybrid form in a swimsuit,
Blue.
drunk as hell. Yeah, blue, obviously. Just splashing about in the water with the One Piece girls acting like a frilly little sissy. That would be hilarious to see. I don't think Oda's going to do that. I'm pretty sure the spoilers would say something about that if something that hilarious was in it, but it would be funny to see. But at the very least, we get to see probably some nice, stuff. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into the actual chapter. The chapter begins with Cobra talking to the Gorosei about Queen Lily, who we learn about in this chapter, and she was actually the Queen of Alabasta right after the Void Century ended, probably during the Void Century, when the world government was formed and the 20 kingdoms came together. She also refused to become a 10-year Obito in the past.
Good decision.
Yeah, very good decision, except I think that she's worse than a 10-year Obito, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. However, Queen Lily goes missing, apparently, after leaving the country. Cobra asked the Gorosei where she went, but the Gorosei deny knowing anything. I think, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, and you can call me a conspiracy theorist, call me crazy, whatever you want, Queen Lily obtained immortality, gave it to the Gorosei, and Queen Lily is Imu. I'm calling it right now, I will die on this hill.
What?
Queen Lily... she has a flower for a name. Imu loves flowers in the flower room. It just makes sense that Imu could be Queen Lily, and I think that's who it is. I think that she went missing. She was obviously supposed to be a celestial dragon, but obviously she was immortal. Then she could be the one that hangs out on the empty throne. I mean, think about it. The 19 swords there. The 20th obviously would have been Alabasta, because people have counted there was only 19. There's supposed to be 20 swords, but in the panel that we saw, there was only 19 swords. However, Imu, as we know, does exist, has the frozen straw hat, all of that stuff. I think Imu and Lily are the same person, and I think that Imu is just a name change, a cover-up to basically erase Queen Lily's existence and hide from the rest of the world in case Imu ever were to be discovered at any time in the future. Then if you use the name Imu instead of Lily, you could actually avoid saying that you are Queen Lily. You could just say my name is Imu. Obviously, it's just a cover. But if Imu and Lily are the same person and Queen Lily did obtain immortality, it would make a lot of sense as to why there's so much Void Century history and poneglyphs and stuff relating to the Pluton and all of that in Alabasta. It could all tie together. And as I mentioned, it would make a whole lot of sense with Queen Lily's name being relating to a flower and Imu liking flowers. It could be coincidence. It could just be something that Oda threw in. It might have something totally unrelated to this entire thing I'm talking about right now. It could just be completely nonsense. But the Gorosei...
It's kind of funny that we're just now hearing about Queen Lily when we're about to have Imu revealed also.
Yeah, I believe we are anyway, because there's a little bit at the end of this that makes it make more sense. And it makes me think even stronger towards the idea that Imu and Lily are indeed the same person, and that the Gorosei are lying to Cobra and covering it up. Because what if Imu actually was, like, say, the last name of Queen Lily before Queen Lily left the kingdom of Alabasta and disappeared? What if she was the only one on the throne? I mean, there was no king of Alabasta, probably. So if there's no king and the queen is gone, someone else has to step up. If there's no children to be heirs, then it would make sense that maybe the Nefertari family could have been the next in line and then became the rulers of Alabasta at that time. Or maybe Queen Lily was actually a Nefertari, Lily Nefertari, and just somehow ended up covering up her identity as the name Imu. And I know there's no real name relation that I can think of, and people have their theories about this, but it's pretty widely believed in the One Piece community that Imu is a woman, and I think that Queen Lily and Imu are going to be the same person. Maybe she had the immortality surgery done on her, or maybe she found a completely different way to become immortal. Maybe she gained some kind of crazy godlike powers. being back in Alabasta before joining the 20 Kingdoms, and that's why she refused, because she felt that she was better than the other celestial dragons and that she should be the one to rule the world. And maybe that's exactly what happened. Obviously, we have no way to know. It's speculation, but I think, and I will die on this hill, that Imu and Lily are the same person, and I think we're going to get that later. I could be wrong, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you think Queen Lily and Imu are the same person?
It sounds kind of hoopy, but with One Piece, anything is really possible.
Yeah, I think we're going to get more evidence to this before it's revealed. I believe this is going to be the case. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. The next part of the spoilers is that St. Charlos again tries to kidnap Shirahoshi and put Shirahoshi into slavery.
What a freaking stink. I'm so sick of him.
Same. I am really tired of St. Charlos at this point. I mean, him and his father are just scum. I'm really sick of the Celestial Dragon. Something needs to happen, and I'm very... I want to know if the Holy Knights, like, how they handle this stuff, because I know the Celestial Dragons have, like, next to no rules to live by, but this is kind of ridiculous. Maybe they act as some sort of defense or police force or something. That's obviously the Holy Knights are supposed to handle the thing between Melnir and St. Charlos, but obviously nothing happened because they can't do anything to the Celestials because they're the rulers of the world, it seems, well, sort of the rulers. Obviously, Imu is the ruler, then the Gorosei, then them. They are, like, third on the ladder, but they think they're the rulers of the world, and they have to maintain that ideology that they're the ruler of the world. So, obviously, we can't just come out and tell them, like, hey, you guys have rulers, unless they do know. Maybe they know. I don't know. Well, hopefully we find out. But I don't think they would all keep the secret, say, if Queen Lily and Imu were the same person. I don't even think they would keep the secret of Imu's existence, because then that would basically put somebody above them. And being the way the Celestials are, I don't think that they would ever like the idea of anybody.
Oh, no. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think they would really care for the thought of anybody actually being above them in authority. But let's move on here, because it's actually said that even though Shirahoshi gets kidnapped by St. Charlos again, Sai and Leo end up saving Shirahoshi and defeating St. Charlos again. So good. Maybe they actually put an end to him this... No, actually, this is a flashback, isn't it? We're still in Sabo's flashback, so I guess not. This is not... Yeah, this is not the end of St. Charlos, probably.
He could get beat up 100 times and it still wouldn't be enough.
But then again, actually, I don't think we've seen St. Charlos since the Reverie in these flashbacks. Maybe St. Charlos... Oh, because the attempted murder of a 10-year Obito. Wow, I'm sorry, guys. I'm being slow right now. I just realized it was supposed to be the attempted murder of a 10-year Obito. It's the name of the chapter, so obviously it makes total sense that Sai and Leo probably tried to kill him in revenge for Shirahoshi. So yeah, there we go.
So it was well deserved.
It was well deserved. He completely deserved it. And then Morley frees Kuma. We kind of knew that happened, but we didn't know who freed Kuma. So Morley is ultimately responsible for that, not like Sabo or anybody. So obviously Kuma, he's back at the Red Line now. Dragon said maybe there was a contingency plan Vegapunk programmed into him or something like that. And I think that honestly the contingency plan isn't for him to go back and be a slave again. I think the contingency plan is actually for Kuma to go back and attack Mary Joa again and cause some serious damage. And ultimately this would make sense if this was Vegapunk's way of showing remorse for what he had to do to Kuma in the name of the world government by allowing Kuma to have this last program thing into his brain or will or whatever, where he could go back and attack Mary Joa to cause as much destruction for revenge on the 10-year Obito or Celestial Dragons as he possibly could. That would be an awesome thing to see at least, and it would maybe make Bonnie feel a little better if she knows this when she actually gets the whole story from the memories and ends up, having to talk to Vegapunk about this, because if Bonnie's gonna be the new Law and Bonnie and Vegapunk have to go on the same ship together, there can't be this conflated thing where Bonnie's constantly trying to kill Vegapunk. I think the backstory...
Yeah.
I think the backstory is probably going to end up completely vindicating Vegapunk, and I think that Vegapunk and Bonnie will get along after this, and it'll be like maybe, I don't want to say like a father figure again, but like more, at least like a family friend, because that's what Vegapunk kind of was. I think that Vegapunk may not be quite as bad as Bonnie thinks. I think that he's probably a very naive and scientific focused man that is a problem, and that could ultimately be bad in some people's eyes, but I think that Vegapunk really deep down is a good man. I don't think he's actually, I don't think he would have done something like this unless the world government wanted him to for, whatever purpose and threatened him over it. And I really don't think that Vegapunk wanted to kill one of his friends by programming him and creating, a cyborg out of him like that. I mean, obviously Kuma consented, but, we don't know the whole story yet. I hope that the story actually ends up vindicating him, because he is potentially going to come with us, unless of course this Paramount War 2.0 we're about to face, or Ohara 2.0 at Egghead Island, ends up in the death of Vegapunk, or something along those lines. So hopefully that's not the case, because I think that there's a lot the Straw Hats stand to gain from having Vegapunk on board the Sunny with them.
Oh, yeah.
But it might result in at least the death of the other Vegapunks. Obviously, York, something's going to be done about York. We don't know yet. York probably will die because she's a bad character. Or maybe she will end up staying behind, somehow getting the ability to work for the world government, continuing as a Vegapunk, since she is a clone of Vegapunk and does have valuable knowledge. But so far, it seems that the world government does not care that she is a Vegapunk. They would rather see her and the rest of the Vegapunks dead because she knows forbidden knowledge. So, because all of them know the forbidden knowledge, they're all on the chopping block. But I guess we'll find out what happens, because obviously York is aware that her plan failed. So, we'll see. There's one more thing here, and that is that at the end of the chapter, Imu appears and talks to King Cobra.
Oof.
Imu, the ruler of the world, came forth and spoke with Cobra. So maybe the Celestials actually do know who Imu is, or maybe they don't. And maybe my theory about Imu being, you know, Queen Lily is correct, and this is Queen Lily coming forth to tell the story that the Gorosei can't to Cobra. And then after the story is told to Cobra, maybe Imu, since she is the Queen of Alabasta, maybe, or was the Queen of Alabasta, and now the ruler of the world, maybe Imu felt that it was necessary for at least a birthright, so to say, or something, or at least maybe wanted to get this off of Imu's chest, like a guilty thing, that Imu wanted to explain to Cobra what happened and why Imu fled the kingdom, or why Lily fled the kingdom to be the ruler of the world and everything that's going on. And honestly, it would make sense that, you know, Imu would then kill King Cobra afterwards. But this is big news, because you know what this means? It means we may finally get to see Imu's face. Maybe.
I'm excited for that.
Same. We get to see who Imu really is. We get to know who the ruler of the world really is. This is huge. These are massively hype spoilers. If we do get to see Imu's face, this is hype if we get to find out anything else about Imu.
It would suck if it was just a blue ball.
It would suck. Oh my god, it better not be a blue ball. I've had enough of those. Can we just please, Oda, for the love of God, just tell us who Imu is. That's all we need. We just want to know what Imu's intentions are, all of that stuff, because we're getting to the end game. At some point, Imu has to be revealed. The Gods Nights are coming up. All of this stuff going down is just insane. We're about to put a video out tomorrow about the Gods Nights. It's going to be crazy. This whole upcoming arc is going to be nuts. Oda said it himself, this is going to be a massive war that we're going to be going through, and I think that Imu is going to play some huge part in this, as well as the Gorosei, and I think we're going to get some new information here about maybe what Imu's powers are, if Imu's immortal, what happened in the Void Century. We might get new knowledge about that if we actually get to see Cobra's flashback, but then again, we might not. I don't know how, because this is all coming from Sabo's perspective, so I'd like to know how Sabo managed to witness all this unless he was spying, because it doesn't really say Sabo was spying, but somehow he knows what happened to Cobra to a T, that Cobra went and spoke with Imu, so I guess we'll see. But that might, or maybe that's just, yeah, you know, we might not get to do that, but we might get to see Imu's face at least. Now I think about it, because Sabo did see Imu, so maybe he was spying here, saw Imu speaking to Cobra, and Cobra obviously being introduced for the first time to Imu. Oh my god, this is explosive, guys. Oh my god. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I am so hyped right now to see this.
Yes.
Oh man, this chapter needs to hurry up and get out here. I'll let you guys know when the full spoilers drop. We'll obviously be doing another video then, as well as our chapter review, and there will be a break next week, unfortunately. This will probably be leaving us on some sort of cliffhanger here. But oh my god, I just really hope we get some good info from this. Anyway, guys, that's all we got for you. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, tap the bell. Maybe consider watching another video popping up on the screen right about now. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Bye.